Welcome back, guys, to another TMD live build. Sorry it's been so long for me to get this U-Wing and TIE Striker set built. I've been really busy with my business. Big thanks to everybody who's been purchasing these kits from me. TMD family, one love. Big up to you all. It's been a hectic week. I've got lots of stuff to review today, actually. So if you check out my channel, there'll be about maybe 3 or 4 videos being uploaded today. So I'm very busy, and then on top of that, I've also got orders to bash out. But let's just crack into this U-Wing fighter set. What I've basically done is I've de-sprued all the parts and sanded them, and just got everything separated from the 3 different kits that you get with this kit. Basically, what I'll be using today is, or what I've already been using, is I'm going to be using some Tamiya extra thin cement to bond my parts together. Prior to preparing this kit, I've used UMP sander. Check those guys out at www.umpretail.co.uk. I hope I got that out right. Sorry, Lee. I'll also be using just an ordinary standard scalpeling blade. You will definitely need to use this on the kit, which I'll get into as I build this U-Wing. And then my trusty new cutters, the Doyushas, which I'll be selling on my website. Now these are very good cutters. They're reasonably priced, and they're on par with the actual God Hands, actually. And I've been using these quite a lot, and they're really good. They haven't rusted so far. A tiny bit of rust. There's a bit of humidity in my apartment, so I do have to oil these quite a lot. But let's jump into the first section. As you can see here, we just pan back the camera a little bit. You have section 1, which is very easy. There's not many steps to it. There's about 3-4 different build steps there, and you've got like the section of the U-Wing here, and this is B11, and as you can see here, there's lots of really nice details going on. And what you'll need to do is you need to flip side it like that, and you'll have a part called a B10. It's a very small part, so be very careful that when you're building this, you don't lose this part, because it acts like a holding section. And what you'll need to do is, in sequence, is you need to put that in there first, and all that does is it basically clicks into there. You don't glue it. Whatever you do, do not glue it. You should hear a small clicking sound, and then you'll have part B5 like this. Just the wing, and hopefully, in theory, this should click in also there. Oh, and as you can see, that's popped out. I need to put that back in. Like I said, I like to do these builds live and not edited so much, so you can see what issues I have and what you might have building it. Now, there was a click sound in there, and actually this wing does move in and out, and as you can see there, there's a groove there, so you know that it's flush. Basically what we're going to be doing right now, we're going to be doing the other side. Just click that in there. I'd probably suggest holding the bottom of that B10 section there, and then putting the other side on. If you hear my baby crying in the background, I do apologise. And it should just click in there. Now, as you can see, there was a bit of an issue there. That wasn't held down enough. As you can see, the other side's more pressed down a little bit. So what I'm going to do is just wiggle it a little bit, pull it out, pull it back in, and it should be fine now. I need to press it down a little bit. I think what this acts as, it acts as a stopper and secures the wing. I'm not too happy with that, to be honest. have to unclip that and move. It should be flush there. Ah, okay, if you look at this part here, there is a small section there that is cut out, and I think in theory that it should lock in there. Swing that out a little bit. I think that's done it. So it should just fit in like that. Just test it. It is a little bit loose for my liking. That side's a little bit better, but it has been fitted. And this is as tight as I can get it. So it should have something like this. There is a check section on the actual instruction booklet. What you'll see here is with the kits, you'll have this check section. So we've already got to that stage. Let's flip the instructions over, get to the good stuff. So you should have your kit laid out like this to the side. I always like to follow the instructions and how they lay out their parts as much as possible. We have section C1, which is this one, and as I was in a rush the other night, I'll clip that off a little bit. Needs a tiny bit of sanding, and these sanding sticks are really good. Just a few strokes there, blow off the excess dust. And what you'll need to do now is you've got C1 26 and C1 27, and these are the cannons. Now, as I explained to you about you guys needing a cutter, there's a little bit of an excess nub there, and because I don't want to lose any detail, I'm actually just gonna cut the nub off, because I think using a sander, unless you're very careful, you might lose a little bit of the cannon detail. So I'm just gonna lightly sand that part. And that section needs to be fitted in the side. So I presume, let me just double check, guys, that needs to be faced like that. This just fits into the side, which I think is here, and I've just spotted another nub mark there actually. You got to be really careful with these smaller thin parts, because I've had a few issues in the past where I've had things snap, unfortunately. So just be wary. I don't know why that is not fitting properly. Double check here. It's very odd how that. Ah, okay, sorry, I'm wrong. You just fit in the holes. There's a little hole in there, as you can see. There. So the other side for my cannon will most likely need the same treatment. For safety, you should always work away, but I'm fairly good with a scalpel blade, so just use the tip like that, don't extend it out anymore. Getting a few messages in with some customers. Let's take that end section off. Again, if you want, and if you're careful, you can sand it, but using a knife does the same trick. But if you are gonna sand, lightly sand it, don't go in too heavy. And the other side of the cannon just pops in like that. It should have a little clicking sound, and you'll be left with that. That's what it looks like. This section here fits in wings out into here, like so, and should look like that. Now the issue is with the cannons is they're a little bit pointing out at the moment. I'll just push those back in. And then you've got another section, A13, which is like the front section of the canopy here, and you should have it like this. And then we've got A29, which is the glass section of the canopy, and this section here should just slot in like that. Make sure not to damage this glass up, because if you do, you'll end up having to do a lot of buffing and using some compound. There are 4 holes there that just need to be fitted underneath. Let me double check it. And this should, sorry, we have a bit of a problem here, Houston. It should, sorry, I got the holes wrong. See, a little bit fiddly. I would probably suggest, actually, that you glue some of these sections in. The front might be better doing it like this. That should just pop in. Why isn't that not? I need a little bit more wiggling. A little bit fiddly. I don't like working on small kits, as if you see my previous videos, I work on bigger scale stuff. There you go. It's clipped into place. It should look like that now. Excellent. And then we have another section, A14. Let's put that to the side. And I think, if I'm correct, this is this section here. You should have it facing that way. Let's lay it down. You've got A28, which is another clear part. And I presume, I'm looking at this, it should just slot in to the bottom part. It's my baby talking. Oop. Swing that around. There you go. This needs to be rotated around. And as you can see, you've got your glass panels in there. Beautiful, man. And then we have a part called B8. Where is B8? It should be this part here. It has 3 pegs in there. Let's see how that fits in. And I presume it slots in to one of these sections here. It's not as easy as what I thought it would be, actually. No. Strange. Give me a second, guys. Let me double check. Oh, sorry. It's the other way around. You should have 2 big pegs and 2 smaller pegs here. And that should just slot in like that. It wasn't clear on the instruction, as there's a big arrow that covers one of the holes. And this sub-assembly section here should fit on here like that, like so. It just slots in there. The fitting is very good. There is a little bit of a gap there, as you can see in the front sections, but nothing to worry about. So you should have something, which is kind of weird by Bandai, is they put it upside down like this. As you can see, it's already taking shape, but you want to keep it on the upside. And then we're going to be putting in B12. Let me check here. This looks to be another weird section where I think very strange, Bandai. Don't see how that can. Oh, sorry. Should fit in like that. Just, it has some grooves in here that just slot in. I just press it down a little bit more. And then we're going to fit in some grey sections here, which is C123, which is this section here. Some part of the back of the engine. That's a big female, two big female parts, and should just slot into these two gaps here. Fits in very beautifully. You got C24, which is another grey section, which I presume looks like this, and it has 3 pegs. As you see, you got 3 pegs in there. Just there like that. It clicks in beautifully, and we've hit a checkpoint, guys. So it's taking shape. We should have something that resembles this so far. Nice and easy, nothing too strenuous. Now we're going to move on to some more delicate parts. We have the seats, I believe. They're the seats. Let me check. Okay. Now these parts here are very, very delicate. So just be careful cutting these off the sprues. Just going to do a bit of light sanding. It's alright. I mean, I am a bit of a perfectionist. I do like to smooth things off, even though you might not see them. Let's turn it back over again. And they should fit into these grooves here. Let me try to look on how. Okay, they should. I don't know how they. That's a weird fitting. Don't see how. Okay, I think they're going like that. You can see. And the other side just fits in exactly the same. Just push it down a little bit. You should be left with something like that. And then we got B14 and B13. Now these are the pilots from the Rogue One, so I know definitely, because I haven't seen the movie yet, guys, so I do apologize if I'm a bit unknowledgeable about the characters, but I know one is K2SO, the droid. What you need to do with this part here is you actually need to put in the pilots first, and K2SO fits in first from the looks of it. As you can see, these are seats here, and you've got two little slots that just fit in, which is very easy for you to put in, as you can see here. And K2SO goes on the right side. I mean, these are going to be difficult to paint, so good luck with that. You might need a magnifying glass, because they are very, very small. This section here actually should fit in here like so. I've just noticed there's a little section here that needs sanding off. Cool. We've got the seats in, and it should, in theory, get my my tweezers. From the instruction booklet, it seems like that they should just fit in here, but it's going to be a little bit of a fiddly thing. And from what I can see on the instruction booklet, they just fit in like that. It's not very secure though for some reason, which I don't get, but I'll leave that as it is. Then we're going to put B15 in there, which just fits in on top, and you can see there's lots of connectors in there, which is good, because it's going to hold everything. Yeah, see, I don't like that. It's going to hold everything in together. There you go, it clips in. I haven't used any glue yet, because I just don't think it requires it at the moment. So just be aware of that. Now the next section is, you've got two, I believe you've got two optionals here. You can either use A30, which is this section here, which is in basic white styrene, the canopy, or you can use the clear section. So with the clear section, what you're going to have to do with this is if you're using stickers, you can put the frame on the outside, or if you're using decals, you can put the frame on there. But just because I know for a fact that that glass section doesn't fit in there, so it's very odd. Let's just use A30 for the time being. And that canopy should just slot into place like that, so you're left with something like that, guys. Sorry about the white balance, but it should be looking something like this. So the actual front glass you're not going to have, you're going to be exposed to the pilots. And again, we've hit another check section in the instruction booklet. It should be looking like this. It's looking very, very nice. Next, we're going to move on to the fuel sections, the pods. So what you'll need is C1 and C112 and C111. I presume they're male and female, so if you just want to prepare those parts. Now this is probably a section where I'm going to use a little bit of glue just to secure everything. So I'm just going to inspect the parts first and do a pre-test, just to make sure that that I've got the two parts. Oh, that's wrong. See what I mean? Always do a check before you put glue parts together, because I've been known to glue stuff together and then having to re-undo it, and it's not a pretty sight. So I'm just gonna go in with some Tamiya Fine and just go in. You need a tiny bit, just go around the edges, and we're gonna hold it together maybe for about 10 seconds. Hold it tight and do the other side. You can do it like this if you want. Just bead some glue around the edges. Don't use a lot. Like that. Look at the other part. And roll them together. You only need a tiny bit, it's nothing strenuous. Hold it for a few seconds. And there you have it. You've got two of your engine blocks. Next we're going to be adding C110. C110, if you look on here, it does have a section of like some grooves in there, so you need to match it with the sections in here, as you can see there. So this should slot in like that. You're left with something like this. Do it with the other side. If you want, you can glue them. It is optional. They don't really need gluing, but going on to the fuel tanks and thrusters, these also have the same pattern in there for, so that one doesn't fit, sorry. So it might be, ooh, might be this. I do have 4, by the way. That goes the thin side. Wait a minute. It's all confusing because I've been I'm just trying to look at, so that's thick to thin. There's only bloody 2 of them. There you go. Huh? Ah, okay, there you go. Just look, there is a thick and a thin side. Thick, thin, there you go. Should look like that, guys. That's what you're left with. And then these sections here, if you just move that around, they fit onto this side here. There is a section here for you to just lock it into place. Slots into place, and then I presume the other one is on the underside. Ooh la la, it's bounced. Make sure you put them in the grooves. That one fits like that, perfect. So you're left with something like this, guys. And then it's just reverse on the other side, I believe. And there you go. So I've done the other side. That's what you should be looking at. And these other 2 just fit in there. You can glue them in. You could actually, if you are painting it, you could paint them separately and then add them on later, glue them on. Just check that they're still articulated, yeah. And then now we're going to move into the underside belly. There are some sections here, A12 and A10. Oh, well, that fully goes back. There is a section here that talks about putting the wings back. Now these wings do go back quite a fair bit, as you can see on here. So I'm just checking that everything's moving. As you can see here, there seems to be, that's gone underneath. I'm going to be putting these bottom panels in. Now this could be a little bit tricky for me because as I cut all the sprues, I'm not quite sure where all the parts go, but I'll try and do my best. Underneath there's some slots here, A10, and I think that just fits in like that. And then the other side should fit in like that. And then you've got A3 and A4, which they fit here on these two sides. And I presume, we check, they should, let me get the parts out first. This one, they're slightly ridged. Just need to work out which side I need to be putting these in. You might need some tweezers, they are a bit fiddly for my monster hands. And that just fits in like that. And then you got the other side. I hate small kits, they're a pain in the ass. And that just fits in like that. So you're left with the panel covers in. You could glue those in if you want, but as you can see, they're quite sturdy. They're not going to pop out or anything like that if you shake it around. The next section is building the base. Let me put that to the side. Very easy. You've got SWB 156. You have this section here. You do have two bases, by the way, so you can do them probably both at the same time if you want. I don't know why that's very odd. Wait a minute. I'll just set it like that for the time being. And then you've got a peg section that just slots in here though. You should have something looking like that, and I presume that just slots in, and there you go. You've got your base. You can actually put these two together as well, like that. There is a connector that fits in here below, like so. Should be looking like that. Some added options that you can actually fit on here. Just put that in there like that. Where that peg is now. I'll have to look for that later. You can add some of the laser beams to this kit. I'm not a big fan of these personally. The connectors, now I remember when I did the TIE Striker, when I put these in, I did break a section of it. So when you put in these laser sections in, just be wary They just fit to the front here. So just be careful putting these bloody things in, because these parts here are a bit on the delicate side. Like that, and then these laser sections just fit in like so. Like that, and that's basically it. The only last sections are that this is basically in flight mode. If you wanna take those lasers out, you can actually take those panels out here. Bloody Bandai. You can take these panels out if you want, and that's all of the 4 sections that I put in previously. So when I did say you can glue them in, if you are going to glue them in, you're going to be stuck with just flight mode. So just be wary of that. Sorry, that's my mistake on that. These sections here, I'm just looking at the instruction booklet. You got the landing feet, landing gears. They just clip in like that, and I presume, look at it like that, that just fits in like so. You've got the other side. Oh, take that out. Made a mistake, guys, as always. That should. Be careful putting these in as well. They're also a little bit delicate. You should have something looking like this. And then the other two. These ones don't have pegs, these just have slots. So, I presume, I'm just having a look how they fit in, guys. Wait a second. Like I said, I am building this with you guys, so okay. These are a bit different, sorry. These actually have a side section slot. Wait a second. It's very strange. They fit into the side, and what these do is they're just like showing that the landing gear is being opened. Again, be very careful putting these in. Maybe use some tweezers. It's not. Ooh, that's come undone. Like that. When you're working with these kits, do not, whatever you do, force stuff. You have to have very, very delicate hands. I don't know why that isn't working. Why is that not? Okay. Don't force stuff in with these kits, because you'll just end up breaking stuff. as much as it can be like frustrating sometimes, be patient. And that's what it looks like with the landing gears now. If I can give you guys to show you what it looks like. Looks like that. Yeah, toss the camera up a little bit. Should look like this. Quite low off the ground actually, lower than I thought it would be. It's fitting like that, so I don't have a flat surface. This is slightly bent, but that's what you're faced with, guys. And that's it. That's the build. Like I said, you do have the options of using decals or stickers, so you can put these stickers on here. I'm not going to show you guys that because I will be painting these in the future, so obviously I'm not going to be using the stickers, but that's what it looks like so far, guys. Looks pretty cool actually. I like it. And then you've got the wings that extend. Obviously it's got the landing gears on, I know, but that's the angle that you get with the wings coming back. It's beautiful, beautiful kit. Probably the best one they've made so far. So we're gonna move on to the TIE Striker next, guys. Okay guys, section 2 of the TIE Striker. There's not actually a lot of pieces that you need to put together on this kit. And we'll start off with A16, A15, very simple, just put these two together. I have sanded and prepped it all up. These should just click into place like that. And then you have A17, which is the front of the driving section. This, is that right? Oh sorry, that should just fit in. Why is that not? Oh sorry, the wrong side. That should just fit in like that. As you can see, it has the lines to follow. Just fits in the back, and the back section of it, again, just make sure you want the two groove parts here being slotted in like that. They're fitting beautifully. Moving on to A21, should have a male connector like that. There is some cannons that fit on the bottom. Again, this part here, be very careful in putting this in, because you don't want to snap the cannons off, and they're fitting flush. Then on the underside of here, you can see you just marry these two up like that. That fits in very nice. Then you have C21, which is the front of the canopy, and as you can see here, there is a little slot that you need to just marry up like that. Should have something looking like this. Moving on to the wings, I've purposely shown you this nub and I've left some exposed parts. Now I know there's a few people that are new to modeling and you might be Star Wars fans, but cutting nubs, runners off these kits are very important. Now what I normally do is, you can see this on camera, is I will cut off the actual parts. So I'm leaving some excess, and I'm just going to cut once, so you're left with that section there. I'm going to cut again, an angle, go on the other side, cut again, and you should be left with something like that that's remaining, and then slowly take it off like that, and you should be left with a flush part. And then obviously you need to go in with your sander like that. I've left that part there as well, because I know some people still don't know how to cut parts correctly, so I thought I'd just emphasize that on this video. Go all around, just check that everything's clean, flush. Yeah, beautiful. We're gonna move on to this side of the wing. I'm just making sure that that is the right part. You need A23, which is the undergate, so it looks like this. And as you can see on camera, hopefully, it's really well detailed. It's like a semi hexagon part, and that has a slot there. Could be the wrong part there. It's the other side, and that just fits in there like so. And we're going to do the other side. Remember, this is the undergate, and that again should just fit in like so. And then that's basically it, guys. You're just left with attaching the wings to the main frame. And the main frame has a T section and a U section, but before you do that, you need to get A19. I'm just making sure that it's in the right direction, and I think that is all good. This just clips into there like that. And then the other side just fits in like that. And then what basically should happen is that that just fits on to the main frame body. And just clips into place like so. And there you have it, guys. That's your TIE Striker. Obviously the panels on here are black, so if you are going to paint it, you're obviously going to have to mask around the edges and paint these sections, or if you're confident with hand painting, you can carefully go in there. You do have a hole exposed there for the part, and this just fits in like so, and that's what you're left with, guys. Take that off. Very cool, very detailed, looks kick-ass. I'm a big fan of the TIE Striker. I like the shapes and stuff like that. It should that should fit in like that. These stands are alright. You could glue them in if you wanted to, but that's what these two look like when they're married up. Very cool. Next we're going to move on to the Tank Commander. Now, out of the 3 kits that you get, this is the one that is the most trickiest, because there are so many small parts. There's a potential of you guys breaking parts, so you have to, it's imperative that you're really careful with putting this together. We're going to start off with C218, C217. There are 2 sections here. You can build 2 at a time. Let's get the excess dust off there, and this is what it looks like at the bottom of the combat assault tank. That should just clip into place. I'm just being very careful, and I got the right part here. Might need swinging around like that. There you go. Just needed rotating slightly. You can actually do the other one at the same time, so you can do 2 builds at once. That's the other tank, because you do get 2. And now we're going to attach these side parts, which is C220, C219, C120, C119. There is a T-junction and some slots that just fit in like that. Very easy, no stress. Again, if you want, you can glue them in. No, these are to scale. They're 144, so they are very small. Where's the other side? There you go, like that. And now we have 2 sections done. We'll put them to the side like that. Now we're going to go into the chassis section. Now this chassis section Be very, very, very careful, because these are super delicate, and there could be a potential chance that you could snap them off, so be wary of that. My baby's talking to me now. You need to put the turret section at the top. That should just click into place like so. Do the other side. This fits in like that. Now we're going to put the underside belly section underneath. As you can see, again, it's got like a T-junction fitting in there, which slots in. I'm just going to remove this excess nub. That just fits in at the bottom. As you can see, there's a T-section there. Just marry those up like so. Let's do the other side. Fits in like that. Beautiful. Next we're going to put in the side turrets. Now there's something I like to emphasize about these. These again are very, very small and delicate. Be very careful in taking these off the old runners. I didn't sand, I just used a knife because you're going to have some excess nub marks. So be very careful. These cannons are actually very, very detailed, so that's why I've opted not to sand. I just use a knife and just scrape off the excess. I think using a sanding implement is going to be a bit tricky, so I'm just going to go in there and scrape off the excess like so. You should be left with a nice clean finish. Scrape away. We're going to fit these, I presume, to the sides. But before we do that, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. We're going to fit the side sections here to the tank. I think that just slots into the side. Let me double check. Yeah, it just fits in like that. If you can, try and keep away from working near those turrets as much as possible. And just as I said that, I just touched them, so that clips into place. Do the other one. So I'd like to say a big thank you to you guys who have the new subscribers that have been watching my channel. Sorry I've been delayed with getting these kits made. I've got so many kits to do build videos at the moment with Star Wars. It's a bit full on. So anyway, you should have these sections fitted, and then you're just going to put on the side turrets. Now again, be careful handling these. They should go in like that. The other side. They are a little bit tight, to be honest, to fit in. A second. Another one. There you go. These can move up and down, by the way. As you can see, they do move up and down. Don't know why that is having problems in fitting, but let me just double check here. Make sure that's fitting in properly. Strange, very strange. For some reason this part here is not fitting in how I like it to fit in, so I might have to get one of my drills out and drill the hole slightly bigger. Do I have the right screw size? Hopefully I do. I should have one that size. I'm gonna check. As you can see, that'll fit in nicely in there. It's very odd that that does not fit in properly. I don't get it, but tolly ho. Do some modding. Just drill in very lightly. Oh shit. I don't know why that is not fitting in. Is it something Bandai have made a mistake with? I wonder. Let me go a size up. If not, you can always, if you do go a size up and it's a bit loose, you can always glue it in. There you go, guys. As you can see, it is a little bit loose, so I might have to keep that a little bit static. Just put a bit of a glue in. I'm not too bothered about it moving up and down. Just make sure it's straight like that. Pull that in a little bit longer. Should be fine now, guys. Now the next section that I'm going to show you guys are the little miniature trooper tank commander. Be very, very careful in taking that off. The part might ping off, it might break, and you don't want that, guys. Just be careful with that. You need to attach the hatch, which I believe is this part. So I got the wrong part out. There are two parts. I think I need, is it this one? Let me just check, guys. Why is that opposite? I don't get that. The tank commander has a peg and should fit in like that, very easy. That's what you're left with. But you can have it closed, by the way. So if I do two examples, it does fit like that, I believe. Or you can have it so, I think you can have it so it's basically closed. Like that. So you have two options of having the hatch open or closed. These parts here, sorry I went a bit off key, but like these sections here should just fit in here. Make sure you got the connectors right. Fit in like that. And that's about it. That's the last parts of this build. There is a part that I find a bit strange, and that is this section. I'm not quite sure why I have a missing part, but it seems fine. It seems logical. I'm just checking for the instruction booklets now, but that's what you're left with, guys. Something like this. It is very, very highly detailed. So if you're into armor and stuff, you're gonna have some fun building these, or if you're into like miniatures. Can't see any other section where this would go. It might be for the TIE Striker actually, which I'll have a look at later on. But thanks for watching, guys. That was a build video of the new U-Wing TIE Striker Combat Assault Tank. Thanks for watching, guys.